Good evening, Canby. Welcome to our first meeting for 2025. It is January 8th. If you please stand for the invocation and then the Pledge of Allegiance. Dear Father, I thank you so much for our leaders here in Canby, both those on the dais and those throughout our community. It is by your grace and glory that we are the great city that we are. I ask for your continued blessing here in our city, for our city, for this coming year here in 2025. I pray for wisdom for our leaders as we begin this new year. We have new people in leadership in our city, a new county chair and board member, our state leaders, and a new president. I pray we seek you out for our leadership, wisdom, and discernment. I also pray for everyone in Southern California right now during this devastating time. I pray for the firefighters' safety and that there is no additional loss of life. And I especially want to lift up the Canby Fire guys that have headed down there to help out with those fires. I ask these things in your name, Lord. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Well, for everyone at home and everyone here, Happy New Year. Some of you I've seen and some of you I haven't, so I hope everyone had great holiday festivities and season. Next on our agenda is new employee introductions. Ms. Stein, do we have any? We have no new employees. Okay. Next, to kind of wrap up kind of the post-election season, I want to take a moment and recognize, I know that he's not here, but outgoing City Councilor Scott Sassy. We do have a plaque for him, and I just want to take a moment and read it. So it says, "This is presented to Scott Sassy in recognition and appreciation of your service on the Canby City Council and the Urban Renewal Agency, and for your untiring dedication and commitment toward the betterment of the City of Canby here in 2024. Like I said, as we move into this tonight with our new councilors and myself, I just want to take a moment and recognize Councilor Sassy. I want to thank former Councilor Sassy for his service. In his short tenure, he has been a thoughtful and worked hard to better Canby in a lot of ways. And I look forward to seeing him back in council chambers on council night, sitting in the back row, trying not to heckle us too much. So thank you, Scott, for your service to the city. And I will make sure he gets the plaque, Maya. Next is the swearing in of the mayor and our new city councilors. And Judge is not available this evening. He's respiting at home, and so Maya gets the honor of swearing us all in tonight. And I think I get to be first. Yes, Maya?
That would be great.
All right.
Maya gets to swear us in.
I'll try not to flub up too much.
We've done this a time or two. Maybe you should have it right now. Hopefully we're okay with
Of course, don't tell us if we're not.
All right, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Brian Hodson,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I am a qualified elector of the City of Canby
that I am a qualified elector of the City of Canby,
and that I have resided in the City of Canby, Oregon
and I have resided in the City of Canby, Oregon
for not less than 12 months,
for not less than 12 months,
immediately prior to November 5th, 2024,
immediately prior to November 5th, 2024,
and that I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States,
and I will support the laws and,
Constitution,
thank you, and Constitution of the United States
and the State of Oregon,
and the State of Oregon,
and will faithfully perform the duties
and faithfully perform the duties
of the office of mayor
of the office of mayor
of the City of Canby, Oregon,
of the City of Canby, Oregon,
to which I have been elected.
to which I have been elected.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Maya. That's okay.
And if I could have you sign. Just read that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. If I could
Thanks.
have Counselor Patton, Hensley, Stearns, and Waterman. Thank you.
There you go. Do this in harmony.
All right. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Jason Stearns,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I am a qualified elector of the City of Canby,
that I am a qualified elector of the City of Canby,
and that I have resided in the City of Canby, Oregon,
and that I have resided in the City of Canby, Oregon,
for not less than 12 months,
for not less than 12 months,
immediately prior to November 5th, 2024,
immediately prior to November 5th, 2024,
and that I will support the Constitution
and that I will support the Constitution
and laws of the United States
and laws of the United States
and the state of Oregon,
and the state of Oregon,
and will faithfully perform the duties
and will faithfully perform the duties
of the office of City Councilor
of the office of City Councilor
of the City of Canby, Oregon,
of the City of Canby, Oregon,
to which I have been elected.
to which I have been elected.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. So much shaking of hands. Here we go.
It's like no one's worried about it.
Sign anything or?
I can have your signature.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay. One
You gotta sign it
for
right away.
your name.
This is notarized and everything. Official.
There you go. Oh boy, here we go. 4 more years of quirkiness.
Just 4?
Well, you know, you gotta take it in chunks. Yeah. I don't like to count my chickens until they've hatched and
I got
survived for at least 3 months.
Are we crazy or what?
Yes.
Yes. Short answer. That's fine.
Thank you.
That baby's not here though. Yeah. Well, Paul, you need to go over here, take your seat.
Ready for your 30-minute talk?
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
If you want, we can take a moment, and if Megan wants to come up and take pictures of you in your seat and all that good stuff. I promise we won't haze you too much, Paul, but welcome to the council, sir. Well, perfect. Well, I just want to take a moment and just thank all of you that have been reelected and sworn in tonight. So thank you all very, very much. I'll have more here to say in a moment. I just want to move into citizen input and community announcements. So a couple of community, there are a couple of community things, but first I do have a yellow card up here. So it's an opportunity for Canby citizens to address the council on non-agenda items. If you are wanting to address the council, you can show up at council chambers, fill out the yellow card on the back podium, make sure the city recorder gets it, and we will give you an opportunity to address the council. Please make sure your comments or questions are directed at the mayor, and that you keep it to 3 minutes or less would be ample. If you cannot be here but want to address the council, then by all means contact City Hall and our city recorder by 5 o'clock on the days of our council meetings, and we will make sure that you are able to do so. So the only yellow card I have currently is from former Councilor Robert Bitter. So Robert, would you like to come up? Good evening, sir.
Over here. I really just wanted to come up here and say thank you. I spent a couple of years in this job forever ago, and look who was sitting to my left at the time, former Councilor Hudson's still here. Councilor Patton was sitting to my right, and you're still here. And you, Councilor Hensley, started right after I left. So I got to tell you how much I appreciate it. I know how much time it takes. I have an inkling, and thank you so much. This is, wow. Anyway, so that's really it. I just wanted you to know that there are people in the community who really appreciate what you do, how much time you put into this, and I can't thank you enough. So appreciate it. Really, that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you,
Robert,
Robert.
thank you very much,
Appreciate the
Robert.
words.
Appreciate it.
It can be a thankless job, so we appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So I have a couple of community announcements. I wanted to say that our Canby Civic Engagement Academy has its first cohort beginning this Thursday. And Eileen, I believe, is that cohort full? There's no more signups for that?
It's just tomorrow, yeah.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. So this is a topic that we as a council have been working on and has come up a couple of times over the last couple of years. And I know that this is something that Councilor Stearns also pressed upon. And so really this is just an academy for citizens to get involved and learn how city government works. And so I think we've got over 15 people signed up to be a part of this cohort that begins tomorrow.
Begins tomorrow evening.
Yeah.
25.
Oh, excuse
Are in
me,
the cohort.
25.
Yes.
Okay. And so we'll be doing this, I think, every year. It'll run for a couple of months, so once a month. We're going to look at like public works and planning and things like that, just to kind of learn some of the ins and outs of the city and even a little bit of what we do. So councilors, if you're available tomorrow, please. I think it starts at 5 for some meeting who the cohort is, have some food, and then at
5:30.
5:30. Thank you, Daniel. And then we'll say the class begins right after that. So if you're available, it'd be great for at least to come meet those that are attending.
That's here in the Willamette Room.
Yes.
If you're inviting people to.
Willamette Room over here.
Make sure that we
Thank you.
know where it is.
I just want to also take a moment and we have some recognition from the chamber. So I want to take a moment and read a letter here from Belinda Goody, the CEO of the Canby Area Chamber of Commerce. And it is to City of Canby, the mayor and city council and staff. It is a gratitude for 75 years of partnership. It says, on behalf of the Canby Area Chamber of Commerce, we extend our sincerest gratitude for the City of Canby's unwavering support and partnership for over 75 years. This milestone signifies a remarkable history of collaboration that has significantly impacted the growth and prosperity of our community. For 75 years, the City of Canby has been a vital member and supporter of the Canby Area Chamber of Commerce. Your consistent engagement and efforts toward collaboration have provided invaluable insights and perspectives, enriching the Chamber's ability to effectively advocate for the needs and interests of our local businesses. The enduring partnership has fostered a thriving business environment in Canby. The city's commitment to initiatives that benefit the business community, including infrastructure, improvements, economic development programs, streamlined licensing and permitting processes, and support for local events that help stimulate the economy and prosperity for Canby. Your commitment to the community has directly contributed to the success of our local businesses and the overall economic vitality of our community, and we appreciate your thoughtful and inclusive decision-making that invites members of the community to take part in and contribute to those processes and outcome. We are confident that the strong partnership will continue to flourish in the years to come, and the Canby Area Chamber of Commerce looks forward to continual collaboration with the City of Canby to build a brighter future for all residents and businesses. Please accept this certificate of appreciation for 75 years of our thanks for serving the community of Canby and your membership with the chamber. Sincerely, Belinda Goody. So it was just they were so lovely plaque that they had done for those that were members for a long time. So I will pass this down to Eileen and add it to the city's ever-growing trophy case.
There you go.
Let's see, other community announcements. Just to let organizations know, if you do have an announcement that you want us to make sure get heard or put out there to the community, please let us know so we can do that. For the business community and everyone else, there is a large youth basketball tournament this weekend. So for those businesses that need to know that information, please share that with them. That'll be a great number of youth and families and teams in town. Also, let everyone know that there is a Christmas tree drop-off at Maple Street Park, and that'll go until January 10th, so on Saturday. So if you have a tree that you need to get rid of, they are collecting them. Or if you want to pick out a new tree for next year, they have plenty. Just as a heads up, as you notice, we're not on the first and third Wednesdays of this month because of the New Year holiday falling on a Wednesday. We've shifted, so our meeting is tonight, the 8th, and then again, the second meeting will be on the 22nd. So if you tune in next week, we won't be here. So please adjust your calendar. Let's see, before we move into consent agenda, I just want to take a moment and I just want to say thank you to the voters of Canby for re-electing me for a 6th two-year term. I take this seriously and will continue to lead in the best way that I can. To Councillor Patton, Councillor Hensley, Councillor Stearns, and Councillor Waterman, congratulations on being elected and thank you for your service. The role of City Council is rewarding, enjoyable, complex, and yes, at times frustrating. We do this because we love Canby and we want to keep it being the amazing city it is as we grow, which we will continue to do. To the council, I think this is one of our more diverse councils we have had in some time. We have diverse backgrounds, diverse community relationships, diverse families, and diverse viewpoints. This council wants to find a way and not just be no. We want to be a group that works well together, be collaborative, work through differences in a professional manner. It will mean discussion and sometimes debate in a respectful fashion. We will have many challenges and we will have many wins in this coming year. And it'll take time for each counselor to put in to get us to where we need to be. We cannot, and I do not expect us to call it in. We need to do the work. To the citizens, I will continue to give you all that I can to the success of our city. In return, I ask you to do the same. Be engaged, volunteer, give back, and tell us your thoughts and concerns. Be involved. We need all that to make Canby the city that we want it to be. So thank you. We will move into the consent agenda.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve the consent agenda that consists of the approval of the minutes for the December 18th, 2024 City Council regular meeting minutes.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you, Councilor Patton. Motion has been made by Council President Hensley and then seconded by Councilor Patton to approve the consent agenda, which include the minutes of the December 18th, 2024 City Council regular meeting minutes. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That carries 5-0. Next up is ordinances and resolutions. So this is ordinance number 1638, an ordinance proclaiming annexation into the city of Canby, Oregon, 3.39 acres of real property described as tax lot 01900, situated at the southwest quarter of section 28T.3S, R.1E, and WM tax map 31E28C, and approximately 0.44 acres of adjacent North Holly Street right-of-way, and amending the existing county zoning for rural residential farm forest 5-acre or RRFF 5 to the city for low-density residential, which is R1, for the entire area, and setting the boundaries of the property to be included within the Canby city limits. And this is a second reading. So, Eileen.
Yeah, I was just going to say this is the second reading of an ordinance that you read on December 18th, so it's just a continuation of that. I don't think we have anything to add, but Dawn is here in case you have questions.
Okay.
So,
Councilor Patton.
I move to adopt ordinance number 1638 proclaiming annexation into the City of Canby, Oregon, 3.39 acres of real property described as tax lot 01900, situated southwest 1/4 of section 28T.3S.R.1E, WM tax map 31E28C, and approximately 0.44 acres of adjacent North Holly Street right-of-way, and amending the existing county zoning from rural residential farm forest 5-acre RF or RRFF5 to city low-density residential R1 for the entire area, and setting the boundaries of the property to be included within the Canby city limits, ANN 24-01 and ZC 24-01 on roll call vote.
Great.
I'll second.
I just have a comment.
I'll give you 1 second here, Daniel, and I'll let you make a comment. So a motion has been made by Councilor Patton and seconded by Councilor Hensley to approve ordinance 1638, an ordinance proclaiming annexation into the city of Canby, Oregon of 3.39 acres of real property described as tax lot 01900, situated southwest 1/4 of section 28T.3S.R.1E WM tax map 31E28C, an approximate 0.44 acres of adjacent North Holly Street right-of-way, and amending the existing county zoning from rural residential farm forest 5, or RRFF, to city low-density residential for the entire area, and setting the boundaries of the property to be included with the city limits. Comment.
Oh, sorry, I just wanted to comment that that's a lot of description and code words just to mean a 3-acre lot on Holly and Territorial, just north of Territorial. I just get annoyed when we get so much complication into that. People who are listening might not say, what the heck does that mean? So just there's 3 acres there, and they want to build about 16 lots on it, so.
I was also thinking that as it was being read 3 times. And I think we will look for a way to simplify the titles of ordinances and not.
That's my only
still
thing, because
have
if
that.
I was like watching it or didn't know, I would like, what the heck does that mean?
It's always been my understanding we had to read the tax lot into record, though, so it is kind of annoying, but I think it's just we got to do it.
Simplify. I just want to simplify it so anybody watching or seeing it can say, hey, what are they talking
What are
about?
they doing?
Because if it was me, I'd be like,
Yeah, it can be cumbersome.
Well, and that's, if you didn't tune into the last meeting to know what was being talked about, and I don't know if Maya, is the map for this annexation loaded to be able to like put up on the screen real quick to see?
Oh.
If not, then that's okay.
It was in the original packet.
Yeah,
Right.
it was in the packet. Is it?
And it's in the current packet as well for this week.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Page 13, if you could.
so
Yeah, it's in the packet.
that's fine. You don't need to
Okay.
search for it, Maya. That's fine. And just as reference, Eileen, you said it's page 13 in our packet for this week. And so if people want to see
believe so.
the map on where that's going to be, then they can go and take a look at it. Yes, Councilor Patton.
So while they're looking for that, I think it's also, I actually was having a conversation with somebody about this sort of thing the other day, and they had said, well, aren't we supposed to vote on these sort of things as a city?
We used to.
And the answer is no, due to some changes in state law several years ago. Annexations are done through this process rather than having it put on the ballot and such. There is a mechanism, from what I understand, to be able to have it put on the ballot, but it's a pretty high lift. And so this is how we now add in land into the city that is within our urban growth boundary. That was it.
No, I think that's a great background on that because yes, this is one of those aspects of Canby's home rule that has kind of been eroded over the years because the state legislature has taken that kind of control out of the hands of the voters and the hands of the city councils on property and annexations and things like that. And Council President Hensley and I were very friendly with one of our state senators at the time that I think it was one of the votes of his that we didn't agree with.
Oh, yeah.
And let
I
him
let him
know.
know.
But yeah, that's what it is. So unfortunately, it's if a property owner is attached to the city limits, they can go through the process and annex in. And so we really, as citizens, don't have any say in the matter on that one. So, yeah, other comments?
Not related to this, but just because Councilor Maldonado is online, I just wanted to talk to Maya for a minute. He says it won't let him talk, so if you can figure out.
I currently have it on.
Oh, never mind, we got it figured out. Okay. I just
Thank
was
you.
wanting to make sure he could vote. Okay, thank you.
Great. So we have a motion and a second, and it's a roll call vote. So if there's no other, if everyone's good, I'll turn it over to Maya to do the roll call vote.
Counselor Patton,
Aye.
Counselor Maldonado,
Aye.
Counselor Davis,
Aye.
Counselor Stearns,
Aye.
Counselor Waterman,
Aye.
and Council President Hensley.
Aye.
All right, motion carries 6-0. Thank you all. Next on the agenda is old business, and there's nothing here on the list, Eileen, but do we have? No? Okay.
Oops, sorry. I didn't mean to throw things at you.
Throwing things at the mayor already. It's a new year, here we go. Next on the agenda is new business, and the first item is the selection of council president. So the role of council president is really, it's a position that backs up myself if I'm not here for a meeting, to be able to preside over the meeting or to step out and handle community events or things if I cannot be there. So currently, it's been Councilor Hensley has been the council president, and in conversation and whatnot, I understand that Councilor Patton is interested in being the council president as well. Are there any other interest in the council president piece? Herman, I know, is online, but not hearing any. So we've got those two individuals that are interested in being council president. So I leave it to the council to appoint who that person is that they think they want to have as their council president.
May I ask a quick question here?
Sure can.
So, and this is just for my clarification, whenever we have an absence of you, for instance, and the council president needs to take over, I would find it, unfortunately, I would find it very hard to do it over Zoom. And with Councilor Patton's job taking him away at times and him having to be through Zoom, I would find that to be a very difficult situation. I'm not saying that it's not doable, but I would definitely find that to be a very difficult situation.
Okay. Councilor Patton, you want to?
So if I may speak to that, that has come up as a question and concern from folks, but I will reference folks back to my time as the chair of the Planning Commission for over a year. And during that time, I had a similar travel schedule and ran several of those Planning Commission meetings, which I would say are equally as complicated or sometimes more so than city council meetings. And I had a particular way of doing it and a particular procedure on how to recognize folks and make sure things were covered, and there never seemed to be a problem. So if that is a concern, that's fine, but it never seemed to be any hindrance for my term as chair for the Planning Commission.
No, I agree. Okay. Yes.
Just as a clarification for those who are watching or those who don't know a lot like me. So the council president's duties are just to be sort of like a vice mayor. So basically, is the position dormant until you leave, or is there anything else that we need to be aware about what a council president does.
So over the years, I mean, Counselor Bitter is here as well. It all depends on the council and what they want. So, in previous years, Walt Daniels, who was the more senior counselor at the time, was on there. And really, it's not really a vice mayor role. It's more of a presiding officer situation. In the case that I'm sick or I'm out of town or whatever, or can't make it to a meeting, then we have a council president that then steps in and leads the meetings. So that's really the role of the.
Now, just as a hypothetical, not saying it'll ever happen, but if you were incapacitated or otherwise unavailable, does that make the council president, in effect, the mayor at that time, or is that point the council selects a mayor?
If I could jump in there,
Thanks,
that's,
Emily.
we've got the charter that's pretty on point for that. So the language in your charter is that in the mayor's absence from a council meeting, the president shall preside over it. Whenever the mayor is unable to perform the functions of the office, the president shall act as mayor. So you're right on when you say it's a substitute position.
For that meeting, right?
But if something were to happen to you permanently, we would select another mayor, correct? Or as a council, or, I'm just trying to clarify.
Yeah, good
Is this person
question.
is it the same as a vice president, like one heartbeat away from being mayor, or?
So the charter language,
I just asked the question.
Right, this is the first time.
I know,
this
I'm
stuff's
like, wow,
come
like,
up, and there's some worries.
Is there too much gray in the beard? Do I need to shave it off?
are we planning something?
Yeah, right.
So the charter says whenever the mayor is unable to perform the functions of the office, the president shall act as mayor. We'd have to read that in conjunction with the charter language that addresses vacancies on council to see whether the inability to perform the function as mayor also qualifies as a vacancy on council. So it's a.
Or like you resigned or something.
That part of the charter, I believe it does say that the mayor's position is handled the same way as if a council member was,
Okay.
unable to perform. So it would be voted in.
Okay, so it's always going to be a temporary basis based on the position. It's not a.
Yeah, it'd just
Okay.
be like mayor pro tem.
I'm just curious.
No,
That's good for us and also good for the community members to
No, it's a great
understand what we're
question.
voting on.
I will start checking my water from here on out.
It is 2025.
Hey, new year, anything can happen. Councilor Patton, do you have a comment?
No, I was itching my eyebrow. I
Oh, okay.
apologize.
You're safe, I'm sitting next to you.
Oh, that is true. I do have former Chief Davis here next to me.
EMT, right here.
Yeah. Where's the AED in case it's needed? Yeah, so, yeah, does that answer your question there, Councilor Stearns? That's a good question. So, no, any other comments, thoughts? Is there yes, Councilor Davis?
Mr. Mayor, I would like to nominate Tracy Hensley for council president. We have some very qualified people. Jason's extremely qualified as well with his experience on the Planning Commission. The reason I nominate Tracy is the fact that, number one, she's been council president, has done a very good job. She has that experience as council president. Also, Mayor, having you as the mayor for 6 terms now, and with the experience that you bring to the council, I think experience is necessary because we have a lot of new councilors on the council, including myself, only 2 years into it. And then also I go to, I guess, the last election in which I look at who received the most votes for the city council, which was Councilman Hensley, Councilperson Hensley, for the position, and that's why I make my nomination.
So I'm sorry, is it a nomination or you're making a move to have the council appoint her?
I'm making my motion to support her for council president.
Great. Okay, thank you. Herman, your hand is up.
Yes, sir. I would like to piggyback off of Councilor Davis's comments. I do agree with those as well. At this time, I believe if with the knowledge and longevity that she has been there, as well as the knowledge of you two working together, you guys have a pretty darn good understanding of how each other work and what you're thinking. I think rocking that boat at this point would be, it would just be unwise. I'm not saying that Counselor Patton could not do the job. I'm just saying, why change it whenever it's already working the way that it is, and it has been that way for quite some time.
Okay.
Thank you.
So we have a first and a second to appoint, for the council to appoint Counselor Hensley to have her remain as council president. Yes.
So I appreciate the work that Council President Hensley has done over the years, but I will not be able to support her in this position. I feel very strongly and passionately that the person that wears the mantle of council president should be willing to follow all the aspects of our city charter. And in the 2 years that I have been on council, I've been embroiled in an ethics violation regarding an illegal executive session, and I have watched members of this council, including her, interact with city staff in a way that have eroded the work environment here. And so that was one of the reasons why I chose to put my name in the hat, was because I felt that it was time for the council president position to get back to that sort of role. And so therefore I will not be voting in as a yay in this.
Okay. All right, thank you for that. There's a motion and a second on the table. All those in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Okay, any on those opposed?
Nay.
Nay.
Okay, so Council President Hensley will remain Council President. So thank you all. Thank you very much. Next conversation this evening, usually post-election, is discussion on selection of committee liaison assignments. And so there are a few, and I've had some conversation with many of the counselors, and some want to maintain theirs, but we'll go through it. So the Bike and Ped Committee has been, who has been the bike? You have been.
Yeah.
It has been Daniel. Daniel, do you want to remain that, or do you want to?
I like them all. I think I'm okay with it. I mean, I could do another one too, but I don't know that it's necessarily that me has to be in the position, but.
No, I know you've stated that you have a couple others that you're interested in. Again, would like
I
to
can still stay.
balance
still
out,
stay, yeah.
make sure that we've got, everybody has something, so that we've got everyone.
I'm a pedestrian, I'm not a bike rider, but I do commute often by foot. And I have to walk in the streets because there's no sidewalks. For a while, that can be.
Okay, so for now, I guess we'll keep that as is then. The next one is the Library Advisory Board. That was Counselor Sassy, but that one is open. And let's see, in my conversation, I think that Herman, is that still one that you're interested in?
I am interested in it. However, I will have to get back to you on Friday on that.
Okay.
I may have a conflict, but it's a possibility that it's not.
That it might not be?
Correct.
Okay. If Counselor Maldonado is not able to do that one, is there someone that might be interested as an alternate?
We have somebody very well versed in books.
I would,
Just saying.
I would be happy to do it. I just want to make sure that there are no conflicts of interest or anything like that with being in that role due to our local business, so.
Okay.
But if there is none, and that is okay, then I am more than happy to fill that.
Duly noted.
Great. Thank you, Counselor Warner. Appreciate it. Canby Utility Board has been Counselor Patton. And I know that Counselor Stearns has expressed interest in that as well. But do you still want to maintain that?
If Daniel is interested in taking it over, that's fine. I have no problem with that. I will just warn you that it is One thing that I made sure to recognize going into that role was that they are their own governing body, and my role was simply just as a conduit for questions and such. I worked very hard to not meddle with things over there. So I know that you're hot to trot on this water tank property, so I'm just warning you. And if you go over there to try and turn that into an apartment complex, you may get met with some resistance.
Or City Park, it's,
water slide,
I will
don't-
try to behave myself, but no promises.
Knowing the chairperson of the Canby Utility Board, as well as the staff, they will absolutely help you stay in check, so.
Yes.
yes, it will not be a problem.
Whatever assistance is needed.
There you go.
When do they meet, by the way?
They meet the second Tuesday of each month at 7 o'clock.
It's like yesterday.
So like yesterday.
Yesterday, yes, and it's at the it's in the conference room just as you go into to the right, just as you go into the Canby Utility offices.
Oh, yeah, we'll see how.
There you go. Heritage and Landmark Commission, that has now opened, and Jason, you have something?
Scott's.
Yeah, it was Counselor Sassy's, so that was something you talked about being interested in?
Yes, and Carol Palmer reached out to me and asked if I would be interested in doing it, considering my relationship with the Willamette Falls Landing Heritage Area Coalition and the work that they do. And so, yes, I'm happy to take that over after passing on the torch for Canby Utility.
Okay. Great, thank you. Parks and Recreation Advisory Board has been Counselor Davis, and that's going to continue. Okay. The Planning Commission liaison role, that has been you, Counselor Patton, and I think you, when you and I talked, that was something you still wanted to keep
I would
doing.
like to retain that, yes.
Okay. Traffic Safety Commission, I know that has been Council President Hensley, and I know that both Councilor Stearns and Councilor Patton have expressed interest in this as well. You're the current
Wait,
chair.
did you say my name?
Yeah, no?
No, I have no interest
Then
in that.
never mind.
Someone approached
I
me.
wouldn't mind retaining that.
Yeah, I'm not.
We have
I
a
was
good
just
relationship.
asked me what I'm
That's
interested
at 8:30
in.
in the
but-
morning meeting, so
Oh, no, you can do that.
I can do that. He just gave it up because he found out when the meetings are.
You didn't tell me
8:30 on a
that.
Wednesday morning.
Transit Advisory Committee, Counselor Stearns has been in that liaison role, and Counselor Stearns, you want to continue in that?
I am ambivalent on that. I was thinking, you've been the chair of the committee, you might have a relationship there, but I don't know. I'm ambivalent about it. Like I say, I'll do whatever I'm assigned to do, but
Okay. I know in my brief conversation with Counselor Waterman that it seemed like he's
Ready to do
looking to do something different.
something different.
I'll keep it.
Okay.
But I think, yeah, those three is probably all.
You
I
were
can
serving
handle.
on that committee, weren't you? Yeah, and now you can't, so. Okay. So we have an opening.
That was
Anybody out there?
Cat.
In TV land, there's an opening on the transit committee now,
Yeah, there is.
because we just brought him up here.
Let's see, on the list here, urban renewal, we are all on that. We are also all on the urban renewal budget committee, as well as the city budget. Other liaison roles, bridging cultures and, bridging cultures in council. I think that it was initially Councilor Maldonado, and I think that you, Councilor Stearns, picked that up.
I've been.
Negative, Daniel has actually been on Bridging
Yeah.
Cultures in Cutsworth.
Yeah, I've been doing that for a while. I've not had much success in interacting with the leadership of Bridging Cultures, but I do talk regularly with the employees and people who work there, and I probably will continue to volunteer whether I'm a liaison or not, but I'm not sure how much liaison-y things I've been doing other than help out there and chat with people.
Okay.
But
We can talk about what that looks like, too. Yeah,
Yeah.
but you're involved with them, so that's.
well, I mean, kind of not in a.
Volunteer mode.
Yeah, in a volunteer mode, not in a, I don't know if I'm liaisoning, that's the point.
Sure.
Which would, I don't know what it even looks like to liaison with them, but yeah, I'm not sure I liaisoning, how, I don't know, if that's a word.
Liaisoning.
Liaisoning.
The Canby Adult Center has been Counselor Davis, and you still want to continue to do that. Canby Fire District has also been you, Counselor Davis.
I'd like to maintain it.
He's going
Should
to
we
stay in
check?
his fire station
Should
somehow.
we check with new Chief Dale and see how he feels about that?
No, I want to make sure we maintain Chief Tro's recliner at the fire station.
Wow, he turned that around real quick, George.
Oy
Sorry.
vey.
Oh, goodness.
And Matt, I'm
So
sorry.
the complete with donuts?
I'll give you. I'll give you the 50 back later, okay?
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
The Canby School District Liaison, and again, some of these here.
That's actually me, not Daniel. And I'll keep it.
Yes, you can.
Okay. And then the Clackamas County Coordinating Committee, that has been me for a long time, and I would still like to continue to do that. And then there's an alternate with that, and that has been Council President Hensley. And
I
is
want to
that
keep it, yeah, absolutely.
those will stay. The Willamette Falls Landings and Heritage Area Coalition, I think it's kind of been between the two of you, but, Jason, you had said
He's
you
been
really.
attending more.
He is,
Yeah, it's
okay.
got my name on it, but we should put his name there.
Is that something that you're,
If you don't,
I mean, if he
I
wants to
mean,
keep
I
it.
am a member of the executive board now, so I mean, it just makes
That's
sense.
as liaison-y as you can get.
Yeah,
liaison?
That's a word. It's a word now. We've just made it a word.
we're actually quite excited. We're getting very close to getting the certificate of occupancy for the historic Willamette, or historic Westland
Of the City Hall.
to start to get in there and set up exhibits and stuff, so.
Nice, that'll be fun.
Good.
The French, well, we'll kind of tie these together, the French Prairie Forum and then the Aurora Airport Management piece, that has been Council President Hensley and what those are. So the French Prairie Forum is the area that is around the Aurora Airport, Charbonneau, and then what's the area across I-5 over on that side. Anyways, it's that.
It's mostly Aurora.
that area.
It encompasses Charbonneau and Aurora and the airport area.
Yeah, and so, and then the Aurora Airport Management piece is just that, it's a lot of conversation about the airport and back when the tower was going in and the lengthening of the runway, and there's still a lot more going on in that front, and you've been attending those for the last couple of years, and you want to continue to do that?
Happy to attend, yeah,
Okay,
I'm happy to continue.
so that takes care of those. I think that covered. So now the big question, right? So what does it mean to be a liaison, to go back to Councilor Stern's comment? So really, it enables those groups, the boards, committees, some of these other, like, we'll call them maybe unofficial boards, the opportunity to be able to have access to us as a city council. The objective with that is to be eyes and ears, to listen, answer questions if they have them about the city. It is not to render an opinion. You're not speaking on behalf of the council or the city. You're there to listen and take information and then bring information back to the council. So if there is something that's going on in, the heritage, I can't even remember the name of that, the Willamette Falls,
yeah.
landing and heritage thing, then it would be something that would come back to us to either have it as an agenda item or to discuss, for then either as a group go back and state an opinion or set a direction where we want to go with that. So
So if they want to know the city's opinion, we have to come back and you guys give us one to take back to them.
that's.
Basically.
Yeah, so, yeah, you're, and it's a challenge, it's hard. I mean, I was the Park and Rec Advisory Board liaison for the council, and it was really hard not to be involved because of how passionate and excited I was about parks. And so, and trying not to jump in and take over and something like that, it's hard. But we do need to sit on our hands and just kind of take notes and bring them back to report back to the council.
Yeah.
So that's
We
really,
had
I
a
think,
council that had,
yeah, we did have a council that liked
wanted
to
to be an
make,
active member.
make-
It's a citizen committee.
yeah, make motions in, councilors don't make motions in committees. We don't do that, we just listen.
And we can encourage
Sometimes
them
the chair might need help with
to come and
parliamentary
present to
procedure,
the
though.
council.
Yes, yeah, if there's something along those lines, like the Park Advisory Board comes often.
Right.
If there's other committees that want, the library board has come and presented their plans and things like that. So definitely encourage those aspects, because we want to know that helps us with our goal setting and things like that, or objectives that we have. So again, we want to make sure there's connectivity between those boards and committees with us as a council. So I think that is all. Any questions on that? No? Okay. Yes.
So
Well, I think I got a lot of liaisons, and he didn't get hardly any, so I was thinking of maybe giving him.
yeah, I can pick up
He
some.
must have sloughed one off.
I can pick we were talking, it'd be either like biker, you said it was biker
Biker ped and-
or the transit.
So right now, I'm utility board.
Bike and ped.
Hey, somebody's got to carry the load, Daniel.
Yeah.
Well, utility board, CAT,
Yeah.
And cat,
And
right?
cat and bike and
bike and
ped.
ped,
And
and
bridging
bridging
cultures.
cultures.
Yeah,
So it's 4.
it's 4. And I would
What
just
does
give him
council-
one of mine.
Okay.
Lynn Waterman have.
Which one would you, right now, I think,
Bike and ped, because he's already been doing transit for,
okay.
if he doesn't, I can, yeah.
I mean, I can do transit too. I mean, again, obviously I have a relationship with them.
Transit's not too bad, because it only meets every other month.
Yeah, every other month.
And then if I forget which is the other and which is the, I try to look at the schedule, but yeah.
So, okay, so bike and ped for Counselor Waterman then?
Is that what?
Yeah, I would do that.
Okay.
And then
Maybe
potentially the
once a month.
library board liaison, depending on
Depending on her.
Counselor Maldonado's work-life balance piece. So if we're all good on that,
I am good.
everybody likes what they've got?
I'm happy as a clam in the sand, why not?
So I will suggest and highly recommend that you reach out to, Maya, when you update this, will you send it out to the council so that they can
Get in touch with the
get in touch, thank you, get in touch with the chairs of those committees and then just kind of coordinate. If the boards and committees really do enjoy when we show up, so please do your best to make those meetings. If you don't make the meetings, please reach out to those chairs and connect with them either prior to or after, just to keep that connectivity going, please. That is an important piece for those committees, so I would appreciate that. Yeah, amongst the mayor piece, so Clackamas County Coordinating Committee and Executive Committee, that is one of the committees that I have, and then I'm also on the Metro Mayors Consortium on that board, and on the exec board part of that, and I also sub-chair for that board on the Housing and Homelessness Subcommittee. So I have additional stuff as well, so we're all very busy. There's a lot going on, so. All right, thank you all. That was well done, appreciate it. Mayor's business, I will try to be brief. City's Day at the Capitol is coming up on January 28th. The new legislative session begins shortly before that, so if we as a group are interested in wanting to go down there and lobby our legislators on things that are pertinent to Canby, let me know, and Maya and I can coordinate that day. As of now, I will probably be going down for that, but others are more than welcome to
That's the
tag along.
LOC thing, right?
Right, that is the League of Oregon
So-
Cities.
For the lobbying of the legislature, does the city of Canby itself have an official list of things that we want to lobby for?
I will bring.
Lest I get carried away and start going after my own pet projects.
Yeah, no,
Well,
yes.
we voted as a body on
Yeah, I
the
remember.
League of Oregon City priorities, which
Yeah, I think we did that.
Are in here.
So that would be, so have we adopted the League of Oregon City priorities, or do we go with our own?
I will.
It's just
bring that
good
back.
to have one voice instead of,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
you know,
And that's the whole purpose of it. I mean, one of the other items, so.
I have too many opinions myself.
No, we will fine tune that. Councilor Patton?
I think it's the 28th of January, you said?
It is.
That's unfortunate, because I'll be at a trade show, but I think it would be my is a thought of mine and perhaps turn into a recommendation that while I think this body going down and advocating for the things that are on the list of League of Oregon Cities list, as big as the city has gotten, and with the number of projects that we have coming up, such as our water treatment plant and what is going to come of the transportation system development plan and implementing that and updating our various infrastructure, that it might be time that if the council does not have the ability to lobby for their own specific requests, that we do that on our own time and set those up, not on our own time, but go down for this, but then plan another trip to Salem to start advocating for the things that we want specifically here in the city as a group, and put some weight behind that.
No, I agree with you on that, Councilor Patton. In fact, I think there was as we went and discussed the LOC's priorities, there were a couple that we weren't necessarily totally jazzed on. As a city, they didn't necessarily pertain to us, and how much effort did we want to put behind that. I am not opposed to that, using that date as well to discuss things like water treatment plants and other items that pertain to us as a city.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the League of Oregon Cities want cities to be doing that. If they prefer to be advocating for themselves as well. Then I would say that those that are going should go with a priority list from the city, and whether we put that together and then talk about that at the next meeting before that and get some eyes on that, I think it would be advantageous for the citizens of Canby for us to have that voice as well.
Agreed. Perfect. Thank you, sir. I want to give a big thank you to the Parks Department for Waite Park and lighting up our downtown over the holidays. Hopefully everyone had a chance to get down there and take a picture in front of the Christmas tree or the gazebo. They did an amazing job, Eileen, so thank you. Please pass that along to them. Back in December, Canby, the city, submitted a letter of economic support to, there's been a discussion regarding some proposed alignments and shifting of hangars and things out at Aurora Airport. And so we have been a long time, we've supported the things like the tower and the lengthening of the runway from an economic development standpoint as a city, and had submitted a letter several years ago offering that support. And so we, again, with this new conversation on some of the things that are going on, we kind of just brought that letter back forward and put that to the Aurora Airport. I guess what's that? I had that list. What's Tracy or the PAC?
Which, the airport?
The Aurora Airport Master Plan.
Master Plan.
Group, yeah. So I just want to let you all know that we kind of resurrected that and sent that again as a reminder to them. Also in December, the city manager and I met with Representative-elect Drazen to discuss some pieces that we've got, and to Councilor Patton's point, we discussed the water treatment plant needs and the funding of that, and put that on her radar, and then also advocate for her to continue to push against, actually aggressively, on unfunded mandates that keep coming down onto the cities, as well as the loss of our home rule. So those are kind of things that will be part of discussion here in the new legislative session. I have the Clackamas County Coordinating Committee meeting tomorrow, and then reminder about the Canby Civic Engagement Academy. I keep wanting to say Canby Citizen Engagement, but civic engagement. And then as I said earlier, reminder that the next council meeting is on June 22nd. And then, what?
Did you say June?
Did I?
I think you said
Sorry.
June.
You did say June, and I was going to say,
We're
wow.
up for 6 months. Mayor
We're
said
so good. We did all the work for the city in one meeting. Sorry, January.
That's how you get city business under control, first month.
There we go.
Got it done.
And then Eileen, as a reminder, the goal setting and review meeting for us is on January 30th?
31st.
31st. So mark your calendars. if you have-
31st and 1st, you should have reserved on your calendar.
We do.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect reminder. Excellent. That's all that I had. I know we just went through and reassigned counselor liaison and whatnot, but if you've got anything, Counselor Patton, on any of the ones that you had prior or for the month of December?
No, but what I will say, I have a couple of things just to cover real quick here. Please keep the first responders and those that are being displaced in the fires in Southern California at the forefront of your thoughts. I don't know who all has been watching what's coming out of down there, but it is like something out of a horror movie that should never have been made. And it's just frightening. So please keep those people in your thoughts. The second thing is I do plan to attend the Civic Engagement Academy meeting tomorrow night, and I have emailed, I thought I had emailed city staff about it before, but I could have spazzed out, and I have been having trouble with my computer, so I did that again today. So I will be there for that. The other thing is, it's not on old business anymore, but I would like to see another update of the chart regarding the spend for legal services from the last time it was updated, which was quite a few months ago, to now, because I really want to continue to track that and see how that's going and ensure that we're, that the way we're currently doing it is not only best for the cities and the Citizens Legal Counsel, but also for our budget. And my notes are a little out of sync, so I've numbered them here to try and make sure I keep them in order. For number 4, this is going to be a shameless plug as my role regarding my role for the Willamette Falls Landing Heritage Area Coalition. Canby is one of the upriver members of the commission, and Oregon City and Westland tend to be the ones that dominate that group. And I have been working to try and ensure that Canby, as a representative of the upriver communities, has more presence with that group and keep us up in their thoughts. There are several cities that are paying members of that group. I was hoping that we could maybe consider becoming a paying member of that group. I think it's something like $5,000 or something like that. I am not interested yet in doing that much, but even as we look at the budget, like $500 to $1,000, at least something, so that we're able to make a mark as a community on that new building, I think would be advantageous for us. So that is my shameless ploy for that. Number 5 is I wanted to thank all of those here in the city of Canby that voted to return me back to now a 4-year position on council. I greatly appreciate it. And for those of you who did not vote for me, clearly I have some work to do. And so I'm going to make sure that I represent everybody in this community as a whole. While I may not agree with everybody all the time, I am more than happy to listen to what people have to say. And those things that people tell me, I do take into consideration moving forward. But any decision that I make as a city councilor, I try to ensure that it is best for the city as a whole. And some of the things that I am most passionate about is A, making sure that the city does not get sued, and B, make sure that the roads are paved. So for the next 4 years, I will do the best of my duty to represent you in my own special way, which tends to be kind of quirky at times. So strap in, folks. It's going to be a wild ride. And finally, I hope everybody has a fantastic 2025 as we head into the new year. And that's it for me.
Great. Thank you, sir. Councilor Maldonado, any comments?
I would like to, congratulate all the new counselors and are being elected into your permanent positions. I look forward to working with all of you and continue working with the 2 of you that have already been there. I don't have any liaison reports. However, as I stated earlier, I will get in touch with you on Friday about the library.
Okay, perfect, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Council President Hensley.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have no liaison report as of yet because the Traffic Safety Commission meeting that was to happen today got moved to next week, as there was like 4 people who couldn't make it. So we just bumped it out a week. So I'll have a report on that at the next meeting. French Prairie is also on the 15th. I pretty much have all of my meetings coming up, so I don't really have anything to report that way. I'll echo Councilor Patton's, you said it very well. We represent everybody, and I thank everybody who voted for me, and I thank everybody who didn't vote for me. So we do our best to represent everyone, and so I just want to echo Councilor Patton's comments is we will do our very, very best and represent you all. So thank you for everyone who are supporting us, and happy 2025. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Great, thank you. Councilor Davis.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First of all, I'd like to welcome Paul. Thank you to council. I look forward to working with you, and congratulations to everybody else that was reelected. I think we have a great council and a great mayor. So moving forward, so I'm looking forward to this next couple of years. We do have a Park and Rec Committee meeting next week. I would like to thank Eileen and Scott. Today we met with the chair of the Park and Rec Committee just to review some financials and get a better understanding of where we are financially, because the Park and Rec Committee is going to go back and review the projects list and make recommendations to the Public Works Director in regards to following the Park Master Plan as far as the projects in there. So we needed to know what the balance was that we actually had at the end of December. So we do have that now. And so the Park and Rec Committee will be working on that in preparation for next year's budget. Over at the Canby Adult Center, I tell you, they are doing a fantastic job over there. In December, they had 10 trips, which were all full to various places around the Portland area. In January, they've scheduled an OMSI Max movie trip, and they actually have to do 2 because there was so much interest, along with a mystery lunch that they're going to be busing people to, whatever that means. I wasn't quite sure. Maybe I don't want to know. Anyway, the trip, they also have 20 people signed up for a trip to Tuscany, which will be have a person from the Adult Center going with them to Italy coming up here as well. Their annual appeal, they're above budget. They budgeted $80,000. They received $84,000 for their annual appeal, which is very, very good. And Kathy Robinson, the director, is also working with Christine Drazen's office on submission for a formal application for help with the new adult center, with expenses on the new adult center. So thank you to Representative Drazen's office for offering that, moving forward to working with them on that as well. They're fully staffed as they speak. Things are going very, very well up there. The design on the new adult center, they have submission to the city, to the planning department for their permit. There's a few issues that they had to get back to the planning department with in following up with that. So that's going real well. So we appreciate the assistance from the planning department moving that project forward for them as well. Side note, I had the opportunity to volunteer, and I'm going to continue to volunteer at the St. Patrick's Food Bank today. It was very, very busy because they'd been closed down for 3 weeks because of the holidays and stuff like that. So they're doing a fantastic job up there. Reminder that the St. Patrick's Knights of Columbus crab feed is in March. It's full. All the tickets are
Takes care of that.
Yeah, all the tickets are spoken for. However, they are in need of silent auction items as well as raffle tickets that are available for that as well. So let's support the Knights. The Knights do a lot of funding around the community in donations and supporting kids in regards to scholarships and things like that. So had the opportunity to attend the chamber luncheon, and I just wanted to compliment Belinda Goody. She gave her business report, her annual report, was very professional, did a fantastic job with that. And last, I'd just like to thank all those that attended the transfer command over at the fire department. I wanted to thank fellow counselors. I very much noticed you there, and thank you for coming. That meant a lot for you guys to come over and participate in that retirement event. So there was just one presenter that had, and I think I know who he is too. I think he knows who he is. Chief Tro. No, Chief Tro did an outstanding job with his presentation, so thank you, George.
I want to know something though, Jim. Did you have to add on a room for all the gifts you got?
You know, my wife and I are talking about that.
I was just gonna say, have you finished breaking ground on your addition for your fire truck and all that?
Well, and the fire hydrant is the one.
That is very heavy, yes.
That's very heavy, yeah. So thank you very much.
My neighbor turned one into a flagpole base, so just something to think about.
I was thinking about a fountain.
Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah.
Well, you can turn any fire hydrant to a fountain. All you need is the right tool.
Oh, boy, here we go.
We're getting spicy
I
already.
know, all right. Counselor Stearns, any comments?
I would just like to echo congratulations on Jason, Tracy, and for being in the city council and serving on the city council. The city voters elected me for some reason or other, so I just wanted to, just a couple of things that are kind of on my mind that I think the council and the city needed this, I think should discuss in the coming year. The first thing on my list, and I talked a little bit with Tracy and the mayor a little bit, I think there needs to be some council policy that's uniform for dealing with complaints from city employees. Now, I know that we're not supposed to deal with complaints from city employees because that's the administrator's job, but we're going to hear them one way or the other. Just because if we say we're not going to hear them doesn't mean that means that people are going to be using back channels rather than front channels. So I think there should be some way of doing that so that the benefit runs to the benefit of the city. But I think if we just close our eyes and pretend like they're not complaining to us, then that will just cause them to try harder in different directions. So I think there should be some policy that works. And I've thought of some ideas of how to make it work, and we can maybe do a session on that. Like I said, I do realize we're not supposed to directly be involved, but people are sending us complaints. So what are you going to do? You could say, we don't hear you, but then that doesn't make anybody feel good either. So second thing I wanted to talk about, as far as something that we need to address, I think in a work session or something, is public safety in Canby. There are certain areas of Canby that are, let's just say, maybe have more crime than other areas of Canby. And it would be nice to have some reports from the police on that, and discussions on ways to make those areas. I get the complaints privately from lots of people. And I think no one would be surprised about which areas of Canby I'm talking about if I mention them. I used to live in one of them, and we see the police very regularly there. That. So I think we need to have a discussion and put that in. And I noticed that being absent last year, I was of discussions on ways of helping certain segments of Canby that may not be as safe. Third thing, which I mentioned before, is I think economic development should be try to focus more on higher paying jobs in Canby. I'm talking about maybe tech jobs or finance jobs, other kinds of things that can, so that people can live and work in Canby. And the fourth thing is, there was a lot of talk about this, an athletic facility. And I hesitate asking the people of Canby for money to pay for a large real estate purchase when there is a lot of real estate already owned by the government in Canby that could use that purpose. And I'm talking about land on the school owns, and now obviously the school's not us, we're not them, but it's taxpayer money either way, taxpayer land, taxpayer assets. And if we are going to try to develop one, I drive by empty fields. There's lots of empty fields that are owned by the taxpayers, we'll just call it that. And we have tools we can use, like I suggested in a meeting a month or so ago, eminent domain or whatever we need to use, or we can negotiate it. But why does the citizens of Canby need to pay twice for the same real estate, for the same amount of acreage? So I just wanted to put that out there. It's not obviously there's a solutions to everything, but it's hard for me to stomach paying twice for the same as a taxpayer. Now, I know one goes to one organization, one goes to the other, but it's all taxpayer money either way. And I, as an accountant, view land as an asset. It's the same as cash. And if that land is there, why do we need to go out and buy a farm out there outside of town to do that? So.
Welcome.
Thank you, Councilor.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Councilor Waterman, welcome aboard. But
Thank you.
Any comments you wish to make?
I'd just like to thank the community for putting their trust in me and for this election. This was the first time I have gone through that process, and it was very eye-opening and learned a lot. And that's what I like to do. I like to learn things and figure out how things work and make them work. So I really appreciate the community for putting their trust in me. Going back a little bit before with the liaison things, I know you still have more things. So if the book or the library thing doesn't work out, if you would like to even out your load a little bit more, I'm still open to something there as well. So, and I look forward to working with all of the counselors here. Appreciate all the work and time that they put in. And I've been very rigorously following council meetings and pretty much all of the committee meetings and whatnot. So I know a lot of work that all of the community puts in, and I appreciate that. And I look forward to putting my fair share of work into it as well. Thank you.
You'll do a great job, Paul, and we're glad you're on board, so thank you. Okay.
Also brings an interesting perspective, being a former city employee.
Right.
We'll be asking all kinds of.
City administrator business and staff reports. Ms. Eileen.
Council, I just wanted to wish you all a Happy New Year and congratulate those that have been reelected and elected to office. And I was going to mention the Canby Civic Engagement Academy, but I think that has been adequately covered tonight. So the only thing I'll mention is that just before the meeting tonight, I sent out the December monthly budget reports. And so, that represents half the fiscal year being surpassed. So if you don't look at those budget reports regularly, you might want to look at this one. So.
Sure. Councilor Patton.
Along those lines, has there been talk about doing a mid-year budget review with the budget committee as a whole?
There has, yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's not set yet. I was wondering if we might work that into the goal-setting agenda, but I haven't seen the agenda. Well, I saw a preliminary agenda today, but it's still being discussed. So
Okay.
that was my intent.
Okay. Great. Second opportunity for citizen input.
I see that there's a thing in the chat. Has that been dealt with, or is that a citizen?
That was from Councilman.
Oh, okay. Gotcha, okay.
Yeah, I believe that was me. I do apologize.
No worries.
All right, since no one is rushing the microphone here, we'll move on to action review.
You have approved the consent agenda, adopted ordinance number 1638, selected Counselor Hensley as the council president, and selected your committee liaison assignments.
Excellent. Thank you, Maya. If there's no other comments, I will take a motion.
I move to adjourn.
Take a motion to
Second.
adjourn. Motion is made by Council President Hensley and seconded by Councilor Davis to adjourn. Non-debatable motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone
Aye.
opposed?
Nay.
I knew it.
First day of the year.
With the one nay, we are adjourned. Canby, thank you very much and Happy New Year.
Good night, all.